bad debt are then rushed back into the community, our justice system is undermined, and both past and future victims are disregarded. Part of the purpose today is to be able to ask the General Assembly to change course, to change our actions. This is not about conservative versus progressive. This is about moving forward. It's about right and wrong. I'm reminded of one of my favorite quotes from C.S. Lewis, who said this: "Progress means getting nearer to the place you want to be. And if you've taken the wrong turn, then going forward does not get you any nearer. If you're on the wrong road, progress actually means doing an about turn and walking back to the right road. And in that case, the man who turns back the soonest is the most progressive man." It's time for the General Assembly and the politicians that foisted this policy on Virginians to admit their mistake. It's time for them to fix what they broke. They need to admit it. They need to admit it for Mandy. They need to admit it for Christopher. They need to admit it for Teresa. They need to admit it to that poor, innocent 11-year-old girl who deserved to have a chance to grow up safe and not have her life sheltered so early and have her innocence taken away from her. They need to admit it to the law enforcement officers. They need to admit it to the prosecutors. They need to admit it to the victim advocates who see the consequences of these failed policies every day. Second chances should never mean ignoring justice or cutting the sentences for violent offenders. Ladies and gentlemen, public safety is not a talking point. It's a promise we make to every Virginian, and it's our duty as elected officials to prioritize their safety. The law is a shield. It's not a tool for grand social experiences. My office stands ready to assist in any means possible to help fix this system, but we cannot do it without bipartisan leadership in the General Assembly. And it's time to admit the progressive man has to turn back and get right on the right road. They need to bring back truth in sentencing. They need to fix this broken system. Together we can protect Virginians and uphold justice, and indeed make sure our victims are safe. Now I'm going to ask my friends in the media, thank you for being here. The one thing, and we've had a lot of debates about criminal justice reform in Virginia, but too often, the people that have been missing out on this debate have been the victims. And as I noted before, so many of these victims are concerned that they're just going to be another statistic, another number, and forgotten. I'm going to ask you to focus on them today in their voice. Normally I like to take questions, but I'm actually going to exit. The people behind me, law enforcement, and the victims. It's finally their chance for them to be heard. You don't need to hear from me. You need to hear from them. And I ask respectfully that you focus on them on this day. Thank you all. God bless you.